Hayden Silas Anhedönia, more popularly known as Ethel Cain, is a Floridian singer-songwriter who has perfectly captured the very essence of the human condition through her dream pop record Preacher's Daughter, which debuted in 2022. Anhedönia hones in on the American Gothic aesthetic to conceptualize the story of titular character Ethel Cain and her journey of escaping white suburbia in search for self-actualisation. As the story progresses through a 13-track record, Ethel Cain meets her demise at the hands of a cannibalistic psychopath, and after her death reminisces on the life she led. Whilst this album is filled with experiences, the second track and single, American Teenager, undeniably defines the suburban experience whilst grappling with the concepts of the American dream, religion, self-identity and death, undeniably uncovering the complexities of the human experience. Anhedönia introduces the song sonically with shoegaze guitars to induce a hypnotic sense of nostalgia which is perpetrated with the symbolism present in her opening lyrics. The color yellow promotes memories and is symbolic of optimism and warmth. Anhedönia uses this symbolism to reminisce fondly on her childhood memories of growing up in muggy, warm Florida. Whilst this is an individual experience for her, the symbolism intertwined with the guitars allows the listener to contribute in reminiscing on their own upbringing, no matter where in the world they may be. As the verse continues, Anhedönia subtly introduces the concepts of the American dream and death. She used the euphemism to refer to her neighbor's brother who dies whilst fighting for the American army. Her use of a euphemism waters down the traumatic experience both her and her neighbors are facing. She does this to mirror the harsh realities that exist within America that are disguised by the promises of the American dream, an experience that every American desires to some degree, which for Anhedönia's neighbor's brother was his whole life. She follows this with a pre-chorus which details a specific childhood memory that she relives fondly. This anecdote details the time Anhedönia visited her high school football field deep into the night. When the stadium lights went out, she was left in a state of solitude, where she concluded that the dream American lifestyle was completely volatile. Even moments as cherished as high school football games didn't matter as much. Whilst reflecting on her personal experience, the listener is able to familiarize this concept with their own life, both through the American dream and outside of it. She succeeds this personal anecdote with the synth-pop chorus. Synth-pop's popularity peaked in the late 1980s to early 1990s, thus emulating a sense of nostalgia for the listener, who through Anhedönia's sound gets transported into memories of cigar smoking, new age spiritualism, and rock and roll. Her use of synth-pop makes the chorus sound immensely personal, as somewhat of a coming-of-age statement which is a Western, more specifically American, rite of passage. In the second verse, Anhedönia explores the concept of religion from a critical perspective. She writes Ethel Cain's faith similarly to that of her own. She was indoctrinated into Christianity from the moment she was born, as her late father was a preacher, however has had an unstable relationship with the religion as she comes to terms with her own identity. Anhedönia uses the symbolism of Sunday mornings to signify that the American dream is rooted in Christianity, hence why going to church every day is a popular American tradition. This theme of religion is further explored through a rhetorical question. Whilst this is personalized to her and her unstable relationship with the Christian faith, wanting to believe in something bigger than yourself is a common occurrence for an individual to face. This question also signifies another common experience, not believing in what the greater population believes in. Anhedönia was raised in a Christian household, so for her to not believe in God is going against her entire family's ideals, which can be confronting and isolating, in conjunction with her already crushed sense of identity. Anhedönia ends the song with repetition. This is the perfect conclusion to her song as it captures the very essence of the human condition for herself and for the listener. It shows how her sense of identity in terms of the wider world is inherently shifted for the better since the beginning of the song. She is no longer pursuing the promises of the American dream, which she now understands to be full of falsities and death. She is comfortable in her own spirituality and doesn't rely on Christian validation anymore. She is able to believe what she wants without the pressure of being different. She is able to live for herself, which she reiterates through her use of repetition, not only for herself, but for the listener to live for themselves as well. Anhedönia's song American Teenager effectively encapsulates the complexities of what it truly is to be human. Both lyrically and sonically, she is able to establish elements of the human experience that confront the themes of the American dream, religion, self-identity, and death. These experiences are not only relatable to Anhedönia, but are relatable in a collective context, which is what makes such an imperative anthology of humanity.